Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Good evening and welcome to the Leasing.com Stadium from Macclesfield against Brentford in the FA Cup 4th round. I'm your Matchday commentator Russ Vernon, and I'm also your host for this FA Cup clash here on the Commentary Hub. Alternative coverage for you from what is going to be hopefully a good game to round out week number 4th round in the FA Cup and the 4th night of action, as there was games on Friday, games on Saturday, games yesterday on Sunday, and one game to finish us off with tonight in the FA Cup. Let's see who will come out on top in this one then. Will it be the Premier League side or will it be the National League North side? In case you missed it earlier, I'll just recap you the draw for the 5th round, which we saw earlier on in the build-up to this game. Here we've got Fulham versus Southampton, Port Vale or Bristol City versus Sunderland, Newcastle United versus Manchester City, Leeds United versus Norwich City, Mansfield Town versus Arsenal, Wolves versus Liverpool, Wrexham versus Chelsea, West Ham versus Macclesfield or Brentford. So tonight's winners will travel to the London Stadium against West Ham United, whoever wins tonight's game. And a reminder that the ties will be played across the weekend of Friday the 6th to Monday the 9th of March. There we'll get you ready for the teams very, very soon. We'll get you the team lineups very, very shortly. And we'll also tell you the match officials as well. Kickoff is in around about 5 or so minutes time, as we will build up to that game as well. Also, while we're on our coverage tonight, not only going to have one game, you're going to have 2 games covered. So you'll have updates from the big game that's taking place in the Championship between Coventry City and Middlesbrough. Paul James will be joining us for that one a little bit later on. Who will come out on top there in the top of the table clash there. Let's take a look then very, very soon. Right now, in fact, of the starting lineup, starting with the home side, Macclesfield FC. And this is how Macclesfield will line up for today's game. And we've got Delaney in goal. There's a back 4 then of threesome, offensive should I say, Ethcott, Lacey and Cameron, both with Jackson. James Edmondson in front of the back 4. Duffy, Osborne and Dawson with Buckley Ricketts in midfield. And Demani Mugil-Melia, should I say, leading the line for Macclesfield today. The bench for the home side and for the Stilkman: Stone, Matheson, Menes, Griffiths, De Santos, Gale, Johnson, Whitehead and Pasic. Let's take a look then at the lineup for Brentford this evening. And this is how Brentford will line up today. They will line up with Marston in goal, the back 4 of Ike, Collins, Pinnock and Coyote. Yanout and Yomluk in front of the back 4. Donovan, Jensen and Nelson behind Kane, Kai, Uora, Furo in the attack. The bench of Belcom, Emery, Vandenberg, Natara, Ayer, Lewis Potter, Bent, Shield and Stevenson. Match officials, or down in England, is the referee today. Scott Ledger, Akil Howson, and Tom Neild also make up the match officials for this game today between Macclesfield and Brentford. Should be a good game. And as I mentioned, the winners will go to West Ham United in round number 5. The teams are just emerging from the tunnel right now. And I'm running through the teams again in a couple of minutes just to recap them for you again. In just a moment, just to time. Very shortly, we'll bring in, when he joins us, we'll bring up with Paul James very soon, who can bring in. And this is going to be a big game. Who will come out on top? Will it be Macclesfield Town or will it be Brentford? As we get ready for what's going to be a big game here in the FA Cup. Keith Andrews up against John Richard Rooney, to give Macclesfield's boss his full name. And I can tell you that the Macclesfield manager is the brother of former England and Manchester United and Everton striker Wayne Rooney. As we'll just look at the lineups here again on match monitors, it looks like Macclesfield will be playing a 4-1-4-1 formation today, with Edmondson in front of the back four and Mellor leading the line. Buckley Ricketts on the left, Duffy on the right for them. Dawson is their captain, number 6. He's in the heart of midfield along with Elliot Osborne today. Some big names on the players. Luke Matheson is on the bench. He's a former Wolverhampton Wanderers man. Looking at the Brentford side, and they look like they're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation under Keith Andrews, who's doing a remarkable job in the Premier League. They're just only a few points outside of the European places in the Premier League, or Brentford under Keith Andrews. And yes, it is a 4-2-3-1 with Aaron Hickey and Michael Coyote playing on Hickey on the left, Coyote on the right, as he normally is. Reece Nelson on the left of the 3 men behind K Furo in the attack. Some youngsters off the bench, including Luca Bent for Brentford today. There is the captain, Paul Dawson, 3 FA Cup goals this season, and the captain for Brentford today is Nathan Collins, the Irish international. Should be a big game, this one today in the FA Cup. K Furo makes his Brentford debut incidentally today. We're looking to add his name to the goal scorers list for Brentford in the FA Cup and for Brentford in all competitions as well. I mean, just in his Brentford career, kick-started his Brentford debut today. Should be a good game for us this evening. We'll keep across the Championship game as well, but our main focus is here tonight in the FA Cup between Macclesfield and Brentford. Almost set to go then. There's the referee down in England. Good evening, media, radio, jingles and gaming. Who already said Paul Macclesfield, their big Crystal Palace, if they can create another shock against Brentford. And he also says, good evening again, Russ. Well, let's see if we can get another big shock in the cup. Let's see if we can do that. My friend Paul is with us. So we'll end over to Paul very shortly for some team news for his game in a few moments. We're underway here. And Leasing.com said in Brentford guys off and underway, and they're already on the attack of Brentford down this run. And said, well, Paul Ball looks to pick out Michael Coyote, who was out of play early on. That was from Donovan. Romelo Donovan, who's one of the other youngsters involved in this Brentford side today, who's not really had much first team action from what I could see in the build up to this one. Is Buckley Ricketts, who caused a number of problems on this pitch against FA Cup holders Crystal Palace in the last round as they knocked them out. Buckley Ricketts just did well down the left hand side there, winning an early free kick, which will see the ball be pumped into the B's box. And let's see if Brentford are buzzing around to get this ball clear. However, Macclesfield will be buzzing to get on the end of this one and put it into the back of the net to cause an early shock early on in this FA Cup clash. As I mentioned, the winners will go to the London Stadium to take on West Ham United in round number 5 of the FA Cup, where we have got some good ties as the ball is whipped in by the number 28 for Macclesfield, and then just over the top of the crossbar there by the captain Paul Dawson. It was Edmondson who put the ball into the penalty area, and the man who's only got 3 FA Cup goals this season just heading over. I believe if that goal had gone in, it would have been disallowed for offside. The flag went up on that far side there as that free kick came in. Dawson just walking out some instructions to his National League North side players as they take on Premier League opposition for the second time in the competition thus far. And they'll be hoping to take on another should they get past the Bees today. Ball is knocked forward and the header is away. And it's going to be cleared downfield by Brentford this time, which was by Ethan Pinnock. Good clearance away by Pinnock, back to the ball, just not back to the goalkeeper. Delaney clears it long downfield. That's a good ball clear downfield there for Delaney, should I say, by Macclesfield in goal. And he's now back with Len Marson, who's inside the Bees goal, as he'll be looking to keep a clean sheet and help his side progress in the competition. As we watch on this afternoon, or this morning, depending where you're listening to us from, as Brentford charging down this right side with Coyote. Good ball in field. There he went to Jensen. Now back with Jenhout, and he keeps all of possession. Brentford just keeping all the possession, knocking the ball around well, and making sure they cause a number of problems to this Macclesfield side, who were really good for their value for their victory against Crystal Palace in the last round, caused them a number of problems and did a job on the FA Cup holders. But Brentford are trying to get their noses in front of, which is something that Palace never did in the last round. Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0 if you're just joining us this afternoon, or this morning, or this evening. 3 minutes gone here as the ball from Collins is played forward, cleared away there well by Lacey, downfield it went, and the chasing after this is number 9 Mellor, who's known the ball all the way back there to the goalkeeper Glenn Marson. That was by Collins with the help of Pinnock. Now Collins again brings it down the line to Coyote, and just on this right hand side to looking the touch on this Coyote, goes back to Collins, infield there to Yarmaluk, goes across there to Pinnock, and now he gives the ball away. Macclesfield charge for down the right hand side is Duffy. Into the penalty area goes from the number 28 Edmondson. He gets some cross in and is blocked behind for a corner kick. 4 minutes gone, here is still 0-0 between Brentford, who are away to Macclesfield Town in the FA Cup. That's a wonderful bit of play from Macclesfield to get the ball into the penalty area down the right hand side and cause a few problems with some people in the houses behind the stand where they've got the corner watching on, and the stand where they're attacking looks like it's housing those travelling Brentford fans who have made the trip to the leasing.com stadium, also known as Moss Rose, as the Silkmen look to get a slick and silky start to proceedings as the ball into the penalty area is cleared by Brentford and further cleared out of play for a throw-in, as Macclesfield have started well here in around about 10 minutes or so. We'll bring in Paul to give us the team news for the championship game between Coventry City and Middlesbrough, which is a battle of the top 2 in the championship. Updates while we were on air for this one. There's a man down here for Macclesfield, which is Sam Ethcott, just getting some treatment here. Took his boot off, and the referee just has a word with the physio there, as we see the Macclesfield owner there in the crowd, who done a remarkable job here. Rob Smethurst, Macclesfield owner, has done a remarkable job to help them get back to where they were. after Macclesfield Town went out of business. Brought it back as Macclesfield FC and done remarkably well. Now playing the trade in the National League North and up against the Premier League side this evening. Well, there's a stoppage in play. Let's just snip across to the other game that we're covering tonight, which we can bring you the updates of his Coventry City taking on the game against Middlesbrough in the Championship. Paul James is the team was from there.
Thanks, Russ. Good evening. Thank you, Russ. Coventry City then looking to get back on form after only 2 wins in 9 games. Make 4 changes following the disappointing 0-0 draw with Oxford at home. Bobby Thomas, Frank Onyeka, Ephron Mason-Clark and Jack Rudoni are in. Luke Wolfendam, Victor Torp, Roman Esse and Josh Eccles dropped to the bench. The Sky Blues line up like this with Carl Rushworth in goal, Jay De Silva, Bobby Thomas, Joel Laith Boduri, Milan Van Ewijk, Matt Grimes, the captain, Frank Onyeka, Ephron Mason-Clark, Jack Rudoni, Tatsuhiro Sakamoto and the USA international Haji Wright. And for Middlesbrough, who are completely unchanged following the 2-1 victory away at Sheffield United, line up with Solomon Byrne in goal, Matt Target, Addison Malande, Luke Eiling, the former Leeds player, Callum Britton, Hayden Hackney's the captain today, Aidan Morris, Alan Brown, Riley McCree, Tommy Conway and Morgan Whittaker line up for Borough. The referee today is Thomas Bramall from Sheffield, and kick-off is in 23 minutes' time.
Thank you very much there, Paul. We'll be keeping you up to date with that game throughout the evening as we watch. This game is Brentford almost getting behind with ball over the top, and through the young man in the attack almost getting on the score sheet. Then it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. Nothing really much happening in Macclesfield at the throwing, which was cleared by Brentford while we were away with Paul with the update for the team news there. So we had a stoppage in play due to an injury, but we're playing now back to his feet for Macclesfield and can continue. Dawson went down under the challenge there, referee not giving a free kick for the Silkmen, but that's a clearance out of play for a throw-in to Brentford. The referee watching on here and not really up to proceedings is the referee so far. I think that could have been a foul on Dawson on another day, but the referee this time not giving it. Speaking of referees, there's been some poor decisions in the FA Cup this weekend, and some of them not coming out with it in all much glory. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there as the ball went down the play for a goal kick to Macclesfield after play from Brentford down the right hand side. There's the debutant, Furo, who has not really got into the game much as of yet. Here at the Leasing.com Stadium, where you're currently listening to Macclesfield FC against Brentford, over the Premier League, National League North against Premier League in the FA Cup. 4th round, Russ Vernon, your man on the mic for this one tonight. Macclesfield will be about to take this. Goal kick is long downfield by the goalkeeper, Delaney, and he's cleared away by Brentford out of play for a throw-in, which will come down Macclesfield's right hand side, which will be down left hand side, should I say, which is not taken by the left back, Cameron Borthwick Jackson, who is a former Leeds United and Manchester United player, who was taken by the defenders. Shot comes in and just over the top of the crossbar there from Macclesfield and Duffy. And Luke Duffy almost with the effort just over the top of the crossbar. Really good play from Macclesfield to win the ball back after a poor giveaway by Brentford. And Duffy fired it over the top of the crossbar. Just played it straight to Duffy. Blindly did the Brentford man there. I think he was Yarmalock. And he just fired over the top into the Brentford fans, did Duffy. And it remains 0-0 and the ball and down the other end of the pitch where we was watching that replay and into the arms there of Delaney, who will look to extend this ball long downfield again with his right boot towards the right hand side. It's flicked on there well by Macclesfield. Here's Buckley Ricketts, good control there. Can they get a foot in here, Macclesfield? Man goes down for Brentford, which is Aaron Nickett. Free kick given against Isaac Buckley Ricketts, and he's not happy with the decision there by the linesman on that far side, as it was the linesman who flagged for that free kick. There's John Rooney, brother, as I mentioned, of former England international Wayne, who also played for Everton and Manchester United. With Wayne Rooney. There's Keith Andrews, the Brentford boss, who was set piece coach under Thomas Frank, who was recently sacked by Spurs. Was Thomas Frank. And he's done a remarkable job as Brentford boss, as Keith Andrews, as a lot of people thought he could talk the talk in terms of being a pundit, but not walk the walk in terms of a managerial life. But he seems to have grasped the managerial life quite well, as Keith Andrews, because Brentford said, up in and around the European places in the Premier League, and only 5 points behind the top 4 race now of Brentford, which is remarkable achievement for what he has done since this is his first managerial role. As for Keith Andrews, as the ball now is back with Vlad Marson, he gets the ball into Ethan Pinnock, who can play that wide to Collins, and back it goes to Pinnock now once more. Yarmulke drops it all the way back there to Vlad Marson, who's in goal today for Brentford, and he will find Nathan Collins, the skipper, who can go up and over halfway, and then playing Michael Coyote, who plays it down the line well here as Brentford charge down the right hand side into the penalty area. He does. Shot comes in, is blocked, cleared away by Buckley Ricketts, and coming ball from Jackson tells his team to push out. He's back on this near side with Donovan, puts in field, rolls it all the way across there to Yarmulke. Further wide it goes from Janel that time. Jensen drops back, and Jensen has been told to go back, and he has gone back, this time to Pinnock, across to Collins, who almost lost his footing here. He manages to retain possession though. Coyote now has it. Back into Pinnock inside the centre circle. Brentford move from left to right in this first half. There's a ball that's sent forward. Brentford in their colours of red and white striped shirts, black shorts, black socks. Macclesfield in blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks. There's a ball sent forward, looking for the run there of Duffy, and he can't get on any of that ball for them. Mellor was up there as well. But Macclesfield have sitting deep, and when they've not got the ball, it's like a 4-5-1 at times rather than a 4-1-4-1. It looks like it's going to be a 4-1-4-1 when they've got possession, and a 4-5-1 when they haven't got it. And they haven't got it to now, and it's a 4-5-1 now. That's a brilliant challenge. And Macclesfield win a throw in there. That's brilliant from Lacey, Luke Lacey there. Lewis Lacey, should I say. Absolutely fantastic. He played it off of Donovan, and then Donovan goes down. No foul there. Lacey also went down as well. And the referee wants to have a word with Donovan. Just down in England. Lacey just watching on there. There's Akil Howson watching on, talking to Lacey there. So Reggie's on that far side. Tom Neild is the 4th official for this game. As I mentioned, the winners go to West Ham in round 5 of the FA Cup. Should be a good game, this one. Akil Howson just watching on here, waiting for him to tear the throw when referee down in England is ready. He looks like his microphone is not up and waiting. He's just telling Lacey to just stay back in position as they get ready to this throw-in. And they have taken the throw now, flicked on by Dawson, and up and away. Dawson headed back forward. Chase after that was Mellor. Dawson again wins the header, unchallenged. Mellor can't get there, he bounces. Let's get around Coyote. Buckley Ricketts in there too. And that's a wonderful challenge by Dawson, is it? Down England says no. It looked like he was from here, but the referee has said no, and a free kick being given the way of Brentford. Midi Radio Jingles in Gaming says, what a chance that could have been for Macclesfield, and of course for Brentford early on. Says he bets Wayne Rooney will be really proud of his brother tonight. And he also says the National League North side are showing great performance against Premier League Brentford side. They are indeed, my friend, they really are. As we see the challenge again, then he slid in on the floor, didn't get the ball initially, and got the ball and then took the man first. So the referee down in England got that spot on. Down in England's only got 1 point of view, I've got 2, and on my first win I thought he got the ball. But Down in England's view was much better than mine. And that's why I'm a commentator and not on that pitch as a match referee. Here is Vlad Marson for Brentford into Pinnock, as the Bees will be trying to build up from the back and trying to see if we can find that pot of honey at the end of it to get into round number 5 to take on West Ham United, their London rivals. Macclesfield, when there was just them and Macclesfield or Brentford and West Ham, aren't they? Some of the fans, from what I could see, was hoping they'd be the home side in the 5th round, rather than having to travel away, having played Palace and Brentford on this ground. Here are the leasing.com saying that was in the bar, which was a few places away from us. Head of this game is, that's where Nicholas was earlier on, and in fact he still is there. Is Nicholas? That's where he is got the producing duties from tonight. Because having 1 or 2 drinks in there, like he said earlier. As we watch this game unfold, Dawson lines up a strike and just wide post from Macclesfield, and Dawson, the captain, Paul Dawson, so close to breaking the deadlock there for Macclesfield. Wonderful challenge from Mello, and Dawson broke away. And he just come to him there on the edge of the penalty, and a shot just wide of the post. He's claiming the corner. He's Dawson, and just this guy, Nick. No, there, just again, Nick off the goalkeeper. No. Got Nick off the water bottle behind the post. That's probably where he saw, but he went behind there. And the ball is played forward, and the Furo's in behind there. He flicks it on. Donovan's there. Donovan, he lined up the strike. And actually, Yano there into Yarmaluk. Now, Donovan. A bit of players from Brentford. Trying to cause Macclesfield a few problems, and so far they're causing quite a few more problems than what Crystal Palace in the 3rd round. This is the 4th round of the FA Cup. Incidentally, the ball is played for the man gone down for a free kick, fouled by Dawson this time. And Dawson's not happy. He says, from what I could see, he was saying, ref, every time they go down, you give a free kick. But not when we go down. If anyone else saw what he said there and can clarify what he said there, because that's what it looked like to me, please do let us know. Free kick then to Brentford, which will be lined up. People will look, Yano stood over this. So too is Matthias Jensen, it looks like. Collins and Pinnacle from the back. Furo in there too. Furo just having a chat there with Pinnock and Collins about where he needs to be. And we're both with Jackson watching on the others. So there's Edmondson and Duffy's in the wall. Jan out and Jensen standing over the set piece for the Bees. Jensen to deliver it into the penalty, and a shot comes in, blocked. Dawson clears it away. First run ball by Brentford. As the ball is bouncing around inside the penalty area. Nothing given though from the referee down in England. And it remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford, as Brentford win a free kick. And they'll look to take it quickly and left into Coyote. Back it goes to Yarmouth, Greenfield. It goes there to Yanout, who wears 27 if you're watching with the pictures. All right to Donovan. Taking the down the right hand side. Up against Buckley Ricketts, who stands there well there. Of course, comes in around the back, headed away by Brentford. Headed it now Dawson. The Macclesfield captain can bring this ball over halfway. Can I? Yes. How wide he goes to the right hand side. The Brentford man, has he brought him down there, Duffy? Yes. That could be a yellow card there. For the Brentford man, is it going to be a yellow card? Duffy would have been away. Yes, it is. A yellow card for Janelt. And Macclesfield would have Janelt slid there. As he was going to get the ball. And as he's trying to get, and then he rolls into Duffy's path and knocks him over. And you see that Donovan crossing again, and he was headed away from goal by Collins. Which was a bit surprising down the other end. Janelt with the book in there. And it remains 0-0 as Macclesfield now have a chance to pull this ball into the penalty area. Standing over this one is number 28, Edson. I'm trying to see what else is standing over this set piece for Macclesfield. Fenson inside the penalty area. Dawson in there too. Got a goal in the last round as well. Osborne on the edge of the box as well. Duffy is standing over this one. Edmondson too. And one ball from Jackson's off from the back as well. The ball is in towards the penalty area, comes in too near the goalkeeper. With Marson as Fenson tried to get on the end of that as well. Evidence to go until kick off in the commentary Masters Middlesbrough game. Will keep you updated in that one throughout the evening until we finish on air this game tonight. As we bring you this FA Cup clash between Macclesfield and Brentford as the ball is cleared away by Vlad Marson. Out of play for Macclesfield, who have started really well and brightly against this Premier League outfit. You wouldn't think they would be in the National League North. And he agreed there from his radio jingles in game and said, "Oh, brilliant chance from Dawson for Macclesfield." That was a few moments ago, and that was correct as well. As we watch this game unfold tonight, it remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford as the ball is played forward. With a bit of play, Fenson challenging bad there. Does he win a corner? No, he doesn't. Ball still in play. Macclesfield have the ball back, and they look to try and come forward now. Being forced back with on Macclesfield. Ball put forward out of play for a throw into the stand over on the far side, which was flagged there by Scott Ledger. And Scott Ledger's on that far side where the dugouts are, and him and Tom Newton may be getting some earfulness from the managers if things don't go right. Especially Tom Neal, as he's the man who will have the board, which will tell us how many minutes of stoppage time there'll be towards the end of both halves. There's the Brentford will have a throw in over, which is on that far side, which will be taken by Aaron Hickey. And he's gone all the way down for boarding the right where he took it from there, but Max would have won the ball back, and Mella charges forward, and he's going to have for a throw in. There is, he wanted a foul, did Mella. And he went out a bit further back then. Hickey's going to take this throw in. He's moved a couple of yards forward to take it. And now Dawson has it for Macclesfield. Good bit of play by the National League North side, who are causing a few problems for Brentford. He's both with Jackson. Wonderful ball forward. Too much on it in the end though. We'll get Buckley wickets away. O'Malley in behind. But Collins now has it for Brentford as they will try and build up from the back to cause a few problems for Macclesfield of their own. We'll keep you across the game there. As we watch this game unfolding between Macclesfield and Brentford, it remains 0-0 between the two sides as Macclesfield look to have a bit more control and a bit more possession as the ball is up towards Mella. Cleared away by Pinnock, but Macclesfield with Edmondson wins the ball back, but heads it forward, only is picked off by Yarmuluk and now ran out. And then Pinnock gets it all the way back to Vlad Marson inside the Brentford goal. There it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. And just to remind you, the winners will go to West Ham United in the London Stadium in the 5th round of the FA Cup. That's a wonderful turn there away by Lacey. Brilliant from Lacey, gets away from two Brentford players and then sends a wonderful ball over the top looking for Edmondson to chase after. Emerson can't keep the ball in play, can he? Yes, he can. In fact, wonderful play from Emerson. His ball in field is given away. Defensive wins the ball back from Macclesfield. And he wins his side of throwing as well. There, good bit of play down the far side. That time it was Duffy won the throwing, but look at this bit of play from Lacey. Turns one, turns two, turns three, and then plays a wonderful ball out wide. There, just as a Cruyff turn there, initially to get away from one, he gets away from another, and then plays a wonderful ball out wide as Macclesfield look to have a bit of comfortability in possession in this early exchanges. Still 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford as the ball is now out wide with Donovan on this right hand side. Charging downfield. He has to go back, does Donovan there to Yarmouth, looking now is across there from then out to Pinnock. And further out wide to that left hand side. And Aaron Hickey. Another wonderful bit of play down the far side. Aaron Hickey charging forward. With ball in field, he goes there from Brentford as they look to try and cause a number of problems here. Wonderful bit of play here from Macclesfield to force Brentford to go backwards and then try and come again. Ball hit towards the penalty area where Donovan is around at the back post. He is Donovan on the back of the chest and cleared away initially by Ricketts. Was come back to Donovan. Will he line up a strike here, Donovan? He made it this time. He said he goes out further across to Reece Nelson, whose first real involvement in this game for the former Arsenal youngster. It remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. If you're just joining us here tonight in the FA Cup, Nicholas has messaged in. He says, yes, think what his dad might be feeling tonight watching Coventry City. This is Middlesbrough in the Championship. Not Middlesbrough, should I say. Here comes Brentford. Down the far side, they look to try and cause a few problems here against Macclesfield bowling. And then towards goal is just wide in the end. Is the youngster Furo. Kai Furo, the first star for him tonight. And that header was just high wide. And not so handsome in the end. And there is Mellor. Demanding Mellor in the attack. And he's causing a few problems when he's running towards the Brentford backline. Brentford in a 4-2-3-1, Macclesfield in a 4-1-4-1, which does change to a 4-5-1, it looks like to me, anyway, when they have not got possession. But when they have got possession, it goes back to that 4-4-1 formation. Vincent heads it out for a throw-in, which will be taken by Icky over on that far side, will it? Icky will look to try and take it. Coyote went across to try and take a long throw-in, but instead Icky took it and went short instead and went backwards, which was bizarre, in my opinion. And they've just given the ball away there, Brentford. Well, Macclesfield can't keep the ball in place. Lacey tried to get it forward there. And it looks like Lacey's got a pull lip here. But he's not been told to go off yet by the referee down in England, who, if he notices that, he will probably attempt to go off and get a treatment. He won't want to go off. No, Lacey. Louis Lacey, but he may have to if the referee sees that. Which will not be good news. Next they would lose a defend while that was happening, but here's Donovan who's well down this. So Lacey, yet again, intercepts well, and Macclesfield look to come forward. They'll both forward towards Miller. Miller, should I say, was poor. And giving the ball away. But Brentford have been forced backwards, and Collins has to turn away. And he plays it in field there to Yarmouth, who can go backwards to the left side of centre back there, and Ethan Pinnacle can look towards his left hand side and try to pick out Aaron Hickey. And he has picked him out well, and he's got in field. Brilliant defending where they're now. Mellor holds up the play well. Mellor does well. Find Duffy. Back he goes to Fensham, who clears it long downfield. He breaks off there and he comes forward. Fensham again sends the ball forward. He's kept in play, and Mellor chasing after it. Mellor's not giving this one up. Pinnock was just ahead of him in the full race down the right hand side. The Macclesfield does well to close down the clearance. Brentford try to play from the back and across the penalty area and somehow get away with it. The Buckley Ricketts chases back and forth to Jean out to turn away and then spread a wonderful ball out wide to Nelson. Reece Nelson takes the penalty, cuts in field, and he's cleared away by Macclesfield once again. And you've got to say this has been a good start by the National League North side in the FA Cup against the Premier League side. Shot comes in, ball by Cameron, ball from Jackson, and the ball out wide finds Donovan. Donovan goes backwards to the edge of the penalty area and Yanelt into the box, cleared away by Brentford. By Macclesfield, says Macclesfield win a throw in. No, free kick, should I say, looked like it was a throw in there in there. Let's just look at this again. Yes, a clear foul there. And it was dragged down, and you've got to say that Aaron was very lucky not to get a card there. There's some European Cup, UEFA Champions League, Conference League, and Europa League action in this midweek. Be interested to see what happens with the English sides involved. Newcastle United amongst those, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace as well, and also Celtic from the British point of view and a Scottish perspective. Friend of the channel, Jack Hesson, is a Celtic fan, and he must be very happy this weekend when Celtic got the last minute winner in a 3-2 win against Kilmarnock. 97th minute winner for Celtic in the Scottish Premiership yesterday. Back to you now in the FA Cup in England. Coyote with the cross in, his blood by Lacey behind for a corner, and Lacey has done this really, really well. He's watched the runners and everything down that far side and blocked them off really, really well. The game is underway at the game between Coventry and Middlesbrough. We'll keep you bang up to date with that one throughout the evening as well, with updates. Well, we are on air in this FA Cup clash to come from Paul James this evening. We'll bring you regular updates on that game this evening in the Championship. Well, folks, it's the FA Cup, and there's a man down inside the goal here for Macclesfield as they're trying to defend this corner. Macclesfield, is coming across to speak to down in England. Now they're calling a few players over. It's Leicester England here at the Leasing.com Stadium. It remains nil between Macclesfield and Brentford. Early chance in the game between Coventry and Middlesbrough. We'll go close to that in just a second after we've watched this corner kick from Brentford. See if the Bees of the Premier League can buzz into the lead just before half time. Corner kick then for the Bees is into the penalty, flicked on towards the back post, ending back across goal. Is it kept in play? Denningham says yes. Kept it alive, cleared away by Edmondson. Only as far as Janelt. How wide it goes to Reece Nelson. Nelson wants to attack Brentford. How wide it goes to Ike. Ike delivers across into the penalty area. Flicked on to the back post. And Brentford trying to come forward again. There's number 27, Janelt. We'll be to play this Janelt and Jensen. Janelt once more. We'll get across to the Coventry. We'll start in just a second for the game between Coventry and Middlesbrough. There's been a chance early on there. They'll play for a throw into Brentford and they've decided to take it quickly and get on with the game very quickly. But they've gone backwards to Pinnock. So others, the ball's just been played around in the back by Brentford. Let's see what the latest is and what happened in the early exchanges between Coventry and Middlesbrough. Paul James.
Yes, thanks, Ross. Well, Coventry might have only won 2 in 9, but they've started off the better of the two teams here. A cross on the left-hand side from Sakamoto was headed downwards by Haji Wright, and it struck the face of the post. Early on here, it's all Coventry, and Sakamoto causing a nuisance for the Middlesbrough defence down the right-hand side. 3.5 minutes gone here. Coventry City 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much, Paul James, still 0-0 here between Macclesfield and Brentford. Brentford building up a head of steam and winning, having more possession and completing more passes in the match so far against Macclesfield of the National League North, which would expect them be the Premier League side. But will they be shocked on it? What a save that is there, fantastically well by Delaney to clear the ball away for Macclesfield. Done remarkably well there with that save. Reece Nelson tries to come forward again for Brentford. He goes down. The referee says he's going to be throwing it to a free kick with Macclesfield. Let's just look at this again. Wonderful ball in his a shot here. I believe that's by Reece Nelson. Yes, it is. Fantastic effort from Reece Nelson. And Delaney with a superb save. And now Macclesfield have a free kick over on the far side. We're keeping you up to date in the Championship there, as well as the chance of the other end. It seems there. We'll get close to that one in just a second to hear about that chance. In fact, we'll let's get close there now to hear about that chance of the Country Building Society Arena. Paul James.
Thanks, Ross. Yes, this time Middlesbrough getting to the other end of the field. Morgan Whittaker, the former Plymouth Argyle player, cuts inside, strikes a shot. It's only just over the crossbar. Real warning for Coventry City there. His defence stood off and allowed Whittaker to take that shot. Dangerous play by the Sky Blues. Almost 6 minutes gone. Coventry City 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much, Paul James there. Regular updates throughout the evening while we're on air for the game between Macclesfield Town and Brentford in our commentary clash on the game of the Country Building Society Arena. Coventry City against Middlesbrough in the Championship, where currently is still no number of chance at both ends of the field in that game there. We're seeing Paul James with regular updates throughout the evening for us on that game in the Championship tonight, as we focus our live coverage on this game at the Leasing.com Stadium between Macclesfield and Brentford. Dawson wins his side of free kick and then out, getting his way, stopping from taking it quickly, and he tries to push him out of the way, and he's not happy with that Yen out. One of the things he's happy about Yen out is when he kicks him, and then Jensen just tries to clear the ball away after the whistle's gone as he's trying to get the ball to for his teammates to free kick there, Dawson and Yen out. And Jensen all went into a bit of a kerfuffle. Bowling towards a penalty area, it's headed away by Brentford. And here comes the number 4 fencer for Macclesfield. Can they control well here? He's going out of play for a throw-in to Macclesfield. He's still coming. We'll have some live football this weekend for you, which we'll say about later on, and which we'll advertise on our X feed and our YouTube page later on in the week for the Premier League at the weekend. We'll keep you updated on those there as we watch this game between Macclesfield and Brentford. It's 0-0 in the FA Cup as Brentford give away a free kick foul by Donovan. You just push Lacey 2 arms in the bad there, and that's a free kick for the National League North side, and Donovan not happy with that, and he just covers his face. There's Delaney, the goalkeeper, will get ready to take this set piece for Macclesfield. All the outfield players have pushed up here for Macclesfield inside the B's half. So if there is some just inside the Macclesfield half, just in case if they get the ball back and try and break quickly. So they're not caught out there. Macclesfield trying to come forward. It's been a good match so far. Still goalless as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first period in the FA Cup. As Brentford try and get in behind us, Donovan Justin's got Yen out up his support, but he's there. Jensen though instead. And Jensen's cross is blocked behind for a corner. So good start to the game there. And a good start by the sides of it to both ends there between Coventry and Middlesbrough, the Country Building Society Arena in the Championship. Just before we go for our half-time break, we'll remind you of the scores from the FA Cup weekend, and we'll also get another update from Paul James on our match that he's coming for us in the Championship as we watch his corner kick for Brentford. In towards the penalty area he goes, and Delaney's there, almost up to the first time, but gets to the second and goes down and catches it well there. And almost dropped out of his hands, and as he's coming in, he makes sure he gets the hand onto that one. And Burnley clears it long downfield, just over the head there, and he goes out of play. You've got to say that Macclesfield so far given as good as they've got against the Championship, against the Premier League opposition. And you've got to say that if there's somebody just tuning in and watching this game, when you listen to us here on the commentary up tonight, and you're just tuning in, first time ever watching football, and you're wondering which one's the Premier League side and which one's the National League North side, you probably wouldn't be able to tell because Macclesfield are playing that well so far today, despite the game just being 0-0 in this game as we watch this game unfold. Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0 in the FA Cup, as Macclesfield will have a throw-in over on that far side that will look to launch the ball into the penalty area. Will then go short to Edmondson, gets it back to Fenson. Ball is forward. Duffy's there, can't win the ball, but he breaks out towards Edmondson. But let's go for a throw, which Fenson will come across the take. Fenson just shouting where he wants the place to be. And they're watching on him. Macclesfield, the man goes on, and a free kick has been given back for a foul there, right on the edge in the crossing position for Macclesfield. Brentford are happy. Let's look at this again. We ain't taking it. He's just gone straight through the bag there with Edmondson as Reece Nelson. And a free kick to Macclesfield, which is just in the corner of the penalty area on their right hand side. Edmondson and Duffy standing over that. Dawson is around about the back post. Fenson in there. Mellor in there as well. There's Dawson in between Coyote and Rose. Got Wolford Jackson behind him. Wolford Jackson now in front of him. Shot blocked behind for a corner. That's a good free kick. He came in, headed down and away by Brentford initially. Only half clear by Brentford. And the shot came in by Duffy. And that just went wide. And it remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford in the FA Cup this evening. And I just want to say, on behalf of everyone in the commentary hub, a big happy birthday to Barry Swain, who is one of the people behind the channel, with myself and owner Mike Ornament. Now, me and Mike set our journey on the way, which was just over 5 years ago now, back in 2021. So, a big happy birthday from everyone in the commentary hub, Barry, and our listeners as well. We hope you have a fantastic day. We've had a fantastic day so far, my friend. In your beloved Fulham, the draw in the FA Cup 5th round earlier tonight. Now you can hear the FA Cup 5th round tie draw. Well, draw for the 5th round on the channel after you've listened to us here tonight. So who your team have got in the FA Cup. You can hear all about that there as we watch this game unfold. It's still 0-0 in the game between Macclesfield and Brentford. As a shot comes in, there was a shot come crossed by Brentford on that far side. Reece Nelson, I believe he was, with that just over the top there. And Nick says, have a drink for us, Barry. Yes, and that's what I'll say as well, Barry. Have a drink for me, my friend. Hope you're having a good birthday, my friend. Wherever you are, and if you are listening to this today. As we enter 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first period here this evening. It remains goalless between Macclesfield and Brentford. And very, very soon we'll just have a recap of the FA Cup scores from the weekend so far from the 4th round, and also give you the recap of the draw again at half time. And we'll also get another update on the Championship game as the Donovan actually getting to the penalty to try and get a goal in this game for us thus far. A brilliant interception there by the number 4 Fencer, who was across to clear away for Macclesfield. Brilliant piece of defending. I meant to be number 24, Elliot Osborne, bad there doing the defensive work. As Darren England blows his whistle for half time and remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford. The National League North side are giving as good as they've got so far, but at half time in the FA Cup clash that we're bringing you tonight at the Leasing.com Stadium, it's Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. Before we get an update from the Coventry Building Society Arena, where Coventry City are taking on Middlesbrough this evening, let's take a look at the scores from the FA Cup matches this weekend. And we'll bring you, starting off with the Friday night matches. Hull City 0, Chelsea 4, Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0. And on Saturday afternoon, it was Burton Albion 0, West Ham United 1 after extra time. Burnley 1, Mansfield Town 2, Manchester City 2, Salford City 0, Norwich City 3, West Bromwich Albion 1, Southampton 2, Leicester 1 after extra time. Saturday evening was Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 3. Then later on Saturday was Liverpool 3, Brighton and Albion 0. Then on Sunday afternoon it was Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 1, Leeds United 1, 4-2 on penalties. They go from Birmingham, took it to extra time and took it to penalties as well. Birmingham very unlucky not to beat Leeds in the FA Cup yesterday. Grimsby Town 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. If you've not seen what the pitch was like at Grimsby yesterday, go and take a look. I would say it was like one of those pictures that we had back in the 1970s, 1980s time. If you've ever seen Big Match Revisited, you'll know what I'm about. Or if you're that old, you'll know what I'm about as well. Oxford United 0, Sunderland 1. Stoke City 1, Fulham 2. Arsenal 4, Wigan 0. And half time in our match tonight is Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. But before we go for our half-time break, let's take a quick look and get another one update before we go for our half-time break on the game that's happening in the Coventry Building Society Arena. It's Coventry City against Middlesbrough. What's the latest? Any more chances to tell us about, Paul James?
No, not really, but both sides have been aggressive in their attacking campaign. Middlesbrough getting down the right-hand side with Conway trying to get the ball into the box. It was a really good block by De Silva in the Coventry defence. Likewise, De Silva getting down the other end of the field and trying to get a cross in, but slipping in nicely and making a really wonderful challenge in the penalty area was Addison Malanda for Middlesbrough. Both sides coming forward, both looking to break each other down. But at the moment, with just 18 minutes gone, we still have no score. Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much there to Paul James. Excellent, as always, with your updates here on the commentary whenever you do updates. Also, you do excellent commentaries as well here on the commentary. We're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back very soon to get more updates on the Coventry Middlesbrough game and build up to the second half of this game between Macclesfield and Brentford. Half time here at the Leasing.com Stadium. It's Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. Join us shortly for second half coverage. Welcome back to the CommentAr's coverage of the game between Macclesfield and Brentford. We're still waiting the second half to get back underway very, very soon. However, in the Championship, we have had a goal which we can tell you about, and also I can understand there's been a yellow card as well. Let's get across to Paul James, tell us about the goal and also the yellow card, my friend. Paul, all yours.
Thank you, Russ. And Coventry City have taken the 1-goal lead, perhaps deservedly so. Wonderful play by Sakamoto down the right-hand side. He played a beautiful pass into the penalty area to Jack Rudoni. Rudoni pulls the ball across the 6-yard box, and waiting there to just catch it with the corner of his heel was the USA international Haji Wright, diverting it past Solomon Bron, pass into the goal. Coventry City take a 1-goal lead. If they win tonight, of course, they return to the top of the table. A frustrated Middlesbrough showing quite clearly as Aidan Morrison brought down Sakamoto and earned himself the first yellow card with a very late challenge. We've had 25 minutes gone. It's Coventry City 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul. And yes, this game here at the Leasing.com Stadium has been a very good game so far. Macclesfield have caused a few problems for the Premier League outfit. And sometime in the game, when you just watch it, sometimes you can say which one's the Premier League side and which one's not the Premier League side. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. And for me, after that first half, I couldn't tell which one was which. After some good bit of play, in my opinion, there as we watch this game unfold tonight in the FA Cup between Macclesfield and Brentford. We'll keep you bang up to date with the game at the Coventry Building Society Arena as well, which is the game between Coventry City and Middlesbrough as well. We do original jingles and gaming with Zayn said great half-time result for Macclesfield as well. That was a which I agree with as well. Macclesfield playing with football, but still no anybody's game yet. And next goal, the first goal of this game could be crucial. I think whoever gets it could go on to potentially win the game, in my opinion. And for me, but you never know, a couple upsets can happen. We can go 1 down Macclesfield and find a way back. Just look at what happened at the weekend. And if a friend of the channel and the commentator on the channel, JB's listening to reference this, but just look at the game at Turf Moor at the weekend. They only took the lead on 21 minutes in that game, and then goals on 53 and then 80 from Oates and Reid respectively turned the game on its head and knocked out Burnley and put Mansfield Town a place in round number 5. Let's just recap you the draw in case you missed the draw earlier on this afternoon. Well, this evening, should I say. It was Fulham against Southampton, Port Vale Bristol City against Sunderland, Newcastle versus Manchester City, Leeds United versus Norwich City in a Daniel Farke derby, Mansfield Town against Arsenal, Wolves against Liverpool, Wrexham against Chelsea, West Ham against Macclesfield or Brentford, our game this evening. As we watch this game in the FA Cup. Here we'll keep you bang up to date with that there. There's been another yellow card in the game between Coventry City and Middlesbrough in the Championship. We're waiting the second half, get underway here. So let's go and hear about that yellow card with Paul James.
Yes, and this time it's come for Coventry City. It's Frank Onyeka who was clumsy this time, going into the back of Aidan Morrison, not winning the ball. The referee had no choice to produce a yellow card. So that evens up the card count, but it's still Coventry 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul James, as we get ready for second half action here in this game. And now Nick has just messaged and said, instead of getting a pint which he had earlier after the FA Cup draw in the bar at the Leasing.com Stadium, where he is in the bar tonight producing from, he's now got himself a nice cup of tea from the bar there. I just went down to the press room at half time and got myself a bottle of water to have. of Bovrils or teas and coffees in the press lounge, but luckily in the bar we've still got some over there, so Nick could have one there as well. As there's the assistant manager of Macclesfield on the screen, Francis Jeffers, watching on just doing an interview with the TV cameras here, and Ethan McLeod, one of the former players here at Macclesfield FC, and he lost his life towards the end of last year, I believe, and on the banner that have gone near the dugout, it says "Forever a Silkman," and that's what he will be remembered here in these parts of the world, forever a Silkman, and at a young age as well. And everyone in the country sends our condolences to his family and friends at this sad time as we're waiting for the second half to get underway. The players are back out for the second half. Let's just about a huge chance for the second half gets underway with Paul James.
Yes, Ross, that's right. Mason Clark just got himself inside the penalty area. He cuts inside. The Middlesbrough defence kept backing off, giving him the free opportunity, but he only managed to pull the shot wide. I just wonder whether Coventry will regret that chance later. Half an hour gone, Coventry 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul. We're back underway here in the game between Macclesfield and Brentford at the start of the second half as Brentford gets an early throw. As John Rooney, the Macclesfield manager, just gets ready to get back in his technical area and watch this game, get ready to watch this game in the second half, see how this game unfolds, as they will be an early throw into Brentford in this second half. Down on their right hand side, looks like no changes by either manager just yet. John Rooney or Keith Andrews will rejoin the two lineups again in just a moment or two's time. As the ball is played forward here, as Furo can try and go on end of this for Brentford, and he can, but he's fouled his man, Ethcott. We've been out to the feet there by Cameron Borthwick Jackson, as we'll move through the two teams now, starting with Macclesfield, who is Delaney in goal, Lacey, Borthwick Jackson, Ethcott and Fenson, Edmondson, Buckley Ricketts, Osborne, Dawson the captain and Duffy behind Mellor. As for Brentford is Ludmarson, Icky, Collins, Pinnock and Coyote. Janelt and Yarmaluk in midfield with Nelson, Jansen and Donovan behind Furo in the attack. So, as I said, no changes, so that means on the benches are still the same. For the Silkmen is Stone, Matheson, Millinser, Griffiths, De Santos, Gale, Johnson, Whitehead, Pasek, and for Brentford is Balcom, Henry, Vandenberg, Latara, Ayer, Lewis Potter, Bent, Shield, and Stevenson, with Down England the match referee today. No VAR in this round of the FA Cup. The FA Cup have VAR joining it from round number 5, and so we don't have any controversial decisions here like we've seen in some of the games this weekend already, including the game in Villa Park where Aston Villa got away without giving a penalty there, and another controversial decision as Macclesfield winning a free kick foul on Borthwick Jackson, who did well there up against Yarmouth, who just pushed him over to the punch, like the punch style punch with two fists into the chest over on our left hand side. As Macclesfield attack from left to right in this second half, the goalkeeper from Macclesfield all in green tonight. There, and Cameron Borthwick Jackson, as I mentioned, ex-Leeds and Manchester United. He was on loan at Leeds from Manchester United. And when he played for Leeds, he was a left back. However, now he's playing at Macclesfield. He's more of a left-sided centre back with Lacey playing at left back tonight. It remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford. It's 1-0 in the game of the Coventry Building Society Arena between Coventry City and Middlesbrough in the Championship. Adjirayo, the goal scorer there, you heard about all that from Paul James during our half-time at this game here as Macclesfield with Fenson looks to get the ball into the penalty area. They've got the ball, Fenson, Duffy Eddy just wide of target, and a good ball in again, and Fenson just trying to cause a number of problems in the goal inside the area for Brentford. There, as I say, the winners, as I mentioned at half time as well, go to West Ham United in round number 5. There's Francis Jeffers, the Macclesfield Town assistant boss, as we watch this game unfold. As there's a wonderful challenge by the number 24 Osborne for Macclesfield, and they're going down the left hand side looking for Buckley Ricketts. He's going to have to play for a throw-in to Brentford over on that far side. 4 minutes gone of this second period. It's still Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0. If you're just joining us here on the commentary up tonight, as we keep you updated in the game there. There's been a big chance in the players got away with one in the game of the Coventry Society Arena. Let's hear about that one with Paul James, shall we, Paul?
Well, it looks like Middlesbrough are getting very frustrated with Sakamoto. Sakamoto goes down under a challenge from Brown. When he gets up, Brown walks by him and thumps him in the ribs. Not blatantly and obviously, but very slyly. And, of course, he gets away with that because we don't have VAR in the Championship and the referee was distracted elsewhere. So, as it stands, perhaps Middlesbrough a bit fortunate. Coventry still in charge, and with 10 minutes to go till half-time, still lead by a goal to 0.
Thank you, Paul. The Donovan charges for down the right-hand side for Brentford as they look to try and exert their Premier League dominance on this game, as they're yet to do so. As Brentford get into ball into penalty, they pull the ball back. Shot comes in, is it? Cleared away, no penalties. But Brentford look for a penalty kick there. They got a positive result in their last game out at Brentford Macclesfield. Doing fairly well in the National League North. I've got to say, they're doing remarkably well there, Macclesfield, to cause a number of problems in the National League North campaign. Won 5-1 in their last game against Kidderminster Harriers, did Macclesfield, which was back on the 3rd of February. They had a game a week later, I've just realised, against Leamington. Won 3-1 there. Dawson, who started today and played well, got on the score sheet in that game against Leamington there as well. Macclesfield there remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford. Brentford just knocking the ball back to their goalkeeper, Vlad Marson, who could take a touch here and look to come forward. But he leaves it for Ethan Pinnock, who's been told he can come forward with the action. He goes across the back line to Nathan Collins, who comes over halfway on that right hand side. Chips the ball down that right hand side, looking for the run there of Michael Coyote, who just gets there and puts the ball into the box. Helped on his way by Donovan, and he's pulled behind for a corner by Cameron Bothwell Jackson. Good play again by Brentford. Down their right hand side, ball into the penalty area, and just cleared away in the end. It remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford in the FA Cup. I do need to tell you though, guys, which I've not done yet thus far. If you've seen some of the other games this weekend, you'll know about this anyway. But let me just remind you, if it's the draw after 90 minutes, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, you get me? We will go to extra time. Still remains as a draw. We'll have penalty kicks. As Furo has been warned there by the referee. Still acting there as Furo as the ball is taken quickly and shortly. Janelt is there. Jensen crosses this time though. And the penalty shot is blocked. Can Brentford keep the ball and play? Collins can't, unless he go behind for a corner. Collins goes across. Will he take this corner, Collins? They will leave it for the number 18, is this? Turn around, my friend. No, it's number 8, Matthias Jensen. Looked like he was number 18 initially. Matthias Jensen goes across to take it on this near side as we watch. What can Brentford doing on their left hand side as they look to get this corner into the penalty area? You see they're flicked on and gone all the way through and behind for a goal kick to Macclesfield. Collins was in there with a back post and couldn't turn it over. Lacey, brilliant piece of defending yet again. Look at this. Aaron Hickey at the back post and lately with Collins at the near post. Aaron Hickey put off there brilliantly. Out of the back post there by Edmondson. With Macclesfield living dangerously on those set pieces. But it's still 0-0 here in our FA Cup clash this evening between Macclesfield Town and Brentford. And if we, as I've just said, if we remain locked to this scoreline on 90 minutes and after the stoppage time in the second half, we will have extra time and we could potentially have penalty kicks this evening in the FA Cup. Who will come out on top here? Will Macclesfield come on top, or will it be Brentford? As Brentford tries to come forward, but Benson is there to clear the ball away and he's pumped it forward. Mellor chasing after this one and he puts Pinnock under pressure. It was Buckley Ricketts, in fact. A good play from Buckley Ricketts there, putting Ethan Pinnock under pressure, and it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0 in the FA Cup. Wonderful FA Cup action for you on this Monday evening, if you're just joining into us today. Throwing down the line from Hickey, he's cleared away. And out of play for the throw-in. Hickey takes the throw for Brentford. There's Duffy. He cleared away, yes he is. And he's coming forward. It looked like an handball by Duffy. The referee didn't spot it, and there's no VAR. And VAR can't get involved in open play. He's used like that unless it's a bad challenge and a potential red card offence. Only time they can really get involved is a goal there, but not an handball decision like that, which was an handball incidentally by Duffy, but he wasn't spotted by the referee as he was blindsided to it, and remains 0-0 here. 55 minutes gone, approaching the 56th minute, approaching the 11th minute of the second period, and remains 0-0. If you're just tuning into us right now here on the commentary, here's Dawson. One full one from the captain of Macclesfield. Is he fouled there? No. Going to the referee. He's told him to get up and he has got up. Brentford can come over halfway on this. It looks like I think it's an AstroTurf pitch here at the Leasing.com Stadium. Edge of the penalty area on the right hand side for Brentford. Janssen. Jensen, should I say, no Janssen. Jensen, that was. All there for you. Sorry about that, guys. Just got his name wrong. Confused him with a former Brentford player in Pontus Janssen, who's now playing back home in Sweden and Malmo. It's the offside flag going up there, and the referee and Langley says no, play on. And here is Hickey, good control well. Nelson, back he goes to Jan Elks into the penalty from Jensen. This time, Evan back across goal and into the arms this time of Delaney. Of Dermot, should I say there. And he remains 0-0. So what's coming from Jensen there? And Donovan got missed it, but it headed back across by Furo onto the back of the head of Donovan. An easy catch there for the goalkeeper, Durnley, and he's out of play for a throw-in to Brentford this time as a long ball forward goes out of play. Still goalless there. There's been a chance in the other game, in the other game that we're covering tonight in the Championship, between Coventry City and Middlesbrough, which we'll let us hear about in just a second. Brentford trying to come forward anyway, this time by Lacey. Dawson trying to flick it on. Edmondson can come forward now, and charging forward is Edmondson. His ball is out of play and poor as he tries to set off as a Buckley Ricketts. But let's hear about that chance of the Coventry Building Society Arena with Paul James.
Yes, thanks, Ross. Well, it seems to be, again, a Coventry opportunity, a long clearance downfield. And the Coventry defence, 3 defenders were around Mason Clark. They allowed Mason Clark to bring the ball down, turn and shot. In the end, the shot was pretty harmless. It was a comfortable save for Solomon Brun. Middlesbrough responded coming forward with Luke Eiling getting the shot, but it was well over the crossbar as well. As we're approaching stoppage time here, it's still Coventry City 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you, Paul. It's Hickey, just while we're away with Paul there, Hickey with a wonderful break down the left-hand side for Brentford, low close into the penalty area, almost run into his own head by Cameron Ball from Jackson, who went the wrong side of the post from a Brentford persuasion, the right side of the posts from a Macclesfield persuasion, and he just got a bit fortunate there. Did Orford Jackson looks like he's been pushed into the goalkeeper here by Furo. As Jansen takes his corner kick into the penalty, headed away by Macclesfield. Goes back out to Jensen again. Jensen will look to deliver this ball into the penalty area. Will he? Yes, he does this time towards the back post and the back across goal. Ball from Jackson just clears it away. Edmondson trying to get after this and he can't get there. Wonderful challenge. Now as Brentford will come forward on that far side. And wonderful cross in. He's blocked behind for a corner. That was Jarmo with the cross in. And good defending again. There's Brentford will look to make a substitution here. And Keith Andrews will be the first to go to the bench here for the two managers in the FA Cup this evening. Well, they know that substitution is in just a second or two. Excuse me, as the corner for Brentford will be taken first. After Macclesfield are still defending resolutely so far and trying to cause Brentford a few problems on their own. As Delaney just clears it away and a foul on the goalkeeper inside the penalty as he tried to clear that one away. It was a foul. He couldn't get on it properly and he was blocked off by Aaron Icky in doing so. And a free kick given there. As we see King Lewis Potter is the man to come on for Brentford. He wears number 23. And King Lewis Potter will replace Reece Nelson, it looks like. Yes, Reece Nelson is the man coming off. Number 11, Reece Nelson, is replaced by number 23, King Lewis Potter, for Brentford in the first change of the game today. As we enter 2 minutes substamp in the game of the Coventry Building Society Arena, Coventry City we're currently leading there by a goal to nil against Middlesbrough in the Championship, which is a game that Paul James kindly decided to watch for us this evening. We really do appreciate it, Paul. It remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0 in our live football this evening and live football for the weekend. Macclesfield against Brentford is 0-0. So far, 61.5 minutes gone in this game as the ball is sent forward and up and away. The offside flag was raised there. There is a game happening in La Liga tonight, and that involves Barcelona. We'll tell you about that in a moment. As the ball in towards the penalty for Bellingham. Low crossing cleared away by Ethcott. Sam Ethcott got the ball away. And he's behind for a corner to Brentford. And in the La Liga game, it's Girona against Barcelona. And it's Girona 0, Barcelona 0 at half time. In there is a game in Serie A as well this evening. Cagliari 0, Lecce 0. Then there's a game in the Portuguese Premier Liga. We'll have 0, Morense 1 is the latest score there this evening. And there's a game going off in the Women's Super League 2 as well. We'll tell you about that one shortly. There'll be a corner kick then for Brentford, which is delivered in poorly and cleared away brilliantly by the number 15, Lacey, from Macclesfield, and it's cleared away again by Macclesfield. And in the Women's Super League 2 is Birmingham 1, Crystal Palace 3 in the Women's Super League 2 this evening in the other football game that's taking place tonight. I will keep you updated. We'll give you the results of those when we finish. The ball just tipped over the top of the crossbar by Durnley there. The ball into the penalty area from, I think it's King Lewis Potter who pumps it into the box, and he just pushed over the top of the crossbar there. And I was so unlucky there for Brentford. They've taken the corner short and quick. Here is Michael Coyote, gets there just quickly to make sure he keeps all the possession. Ball into the penalty area. There's going to play down with an head injury. We'll hear about that shortly. As we are still in action here in the half-time there, that going to play must be okay. We'll hear about the half-time scoreline in just a moment. At 2-time as Brentford just have possession here, and they're just liking to keep hold of possession at the back. Here's Collins across to Ethan Pinnock. Well, they're just knocking around at the back and trying to come forward to Brentford, shall we? Well, the ball's played forward quickly over to that far side. Donovan heads it back. Here's trying out a good bit of play to Donovan, who puts away in the field. Ball into the penalty area towards his back post, cleared away really well. As Duffy is there to clear it downfield for Macclesfield. And Macclesfield, will they win a free kick? No. Says the referee was going forward towards fouled. And Brentford just keep possession as Aaron Nicky goes back to Pinnock. And Pinnock goes across to Collins. Let's see about the half time and the first half of the Coventry Society Arena with Paul James.
Yes, thanks Ross. Half time at the Coventry Building Society Arena. It's Coventry City 1, Middlesbrough 0. The goal by Haji Wright, backheeled in on 20 minutes past the goalkeeper Solomon Bron. Both sides have had chances in the first half, but really there's only been the one real effort on goal, and that was the goal by Haji Wright. An injury to Jack Rudoni, a head injury, right on half time. He has since been recovered. They may look at him during the dressing room and decide if any changes need to be made. But it's half time here. It's Coventry City 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. There's a man gone down here from Macclesfield, so they may have to make a change shortly in Macclesfield. Just trying to see which player it is down here for Macclesfield at the Leasing.com Stadium as we watch on here. 65 minutes gone in this game. It's still Macclesfield 1. No, Macclesfield 0, Brentford 0, should I say. As we watch this game unfold here between Macclesfield and Brentford. It remains 0-0 at Leasing.com Stadium. Russ Vernon, your match commentator tonight for this FA Cup encounter. It's a lovely stadium here at Macclesfield. First time visiting, and got to say, really good stadium this, and got to say I'm being really impressed with this one. There's a trying to see which Macclesfield player it is who's down here. Can't see his number at this moment in time. Here, just trying to see if you can spot his number here as he tries to gets up in the moment with the physio. There's going to be a substitution taking place here for Macclesfield. And this man tells who it is who's down, because he may have to come off here. I can tell you that it's going to be number 19. Is it coming on? Yes, number 19 is coming on, which is James Gale, and he's replacing number 7. Is it number 4? Is this? Or number 7 who's going off? Just wait. We'll get number 4. It was Svensson who was down. Louis Svensson was down. Let's look. It is going to be number 7 coming off. Isaac Buckley Ricketts. He's been replaced by number 19. We're saying just wait here. Maybe changing the plans. Is it? Let's have a look. No, Isaac Buckley Ricketts is off, and coming on in his place is number 19, James Gale for Macclesfield. So James Gale on for number 7, Isaac Buckley Ricketts, and it looks like Matheson, the number 2, is getting stripped and ready to come on now. Luke Matheson to replace it, and it looks like we'll replace Louis Svensson very shortly. Will that be happening now? Svensson makes his way towards the tunnel. That's not happened just yet, so Leno in that confirmation is being placed. So Macclesfield currently down to 10 men due to an injury, and some changes being made in the FA Cup. We'll give you Leno when that change does get made. The right back off for Macclesfield for time being. We'll give you the confirmation when that does happen, Nicholas. Just bear with us 1 second on that one. It remains 0-0 between Macclesfield and Brentford in the FA Cup. Normally, I get goals in my commentaries, so hopefully we get one today. Here comes Brentford. Donovan does well to find Coyote, and Brentford just keeping the ball and look the ball into the penalty, cleared away by Cameron Borthwick Jackson. Brentford just trying to get things away. There's Gale can't bring it in under his spell as he looks to try and team up with Mellor now in the attack. As you can see over there, the number 2 who's going to be coming on, Luke Matheson, looks like he's just warming up on the sidelines, just jogging on the spot next to the 4th official as he waits for them all to go out of play so he can come on into the action. Down to 10 men due to Freesom having to go off due to the injury, but we'll let you know when that confirmation of that sub is made. But Macclesfield, even though they're down to 10 men, trying to cause Brentford some problems as the ball is knocked forward, is actually go back to the goalkeeper, Vlad Marson. And he almost gave the ball away to Gale. That's good play from Macclesfield, causing a few problems out the bad there, but Brentford charging forward as Brentford just watching on it, and you can see Keith Andrews just stood there with his hands in his pockets, not barking out any instructions, despite his Premier League side being very, very lacklustre, in my opinion, in front of goal. Could this change now though with a cross into the penalty? And he's gone into the back of the net and it's an own goal. Macclesfield have put through their own net and it's number 12, Sammy Heathcote, who puts it into his own net and gives Brentford the lead. With 20 minutes left to play. A ball into the penalty area from the left hand side. Just as I said, Brentford weren't really doing much in the final third. Icky's falling. And Heathcote with the header finds the back of his own net. And then he done that in the first half from a corner. I've been saying about a great goal. But Heathcote puts it into his own net. He's just trying to head it away and gets it all wrong. And Brentford lead here at the Leasing.com Stadium. It's Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. Brentford have made a change. And so too have Macclesfield. Full off for Brentford. The Tara on in the attack there. And Luke Matheson is on for Lewis Svensson for Macclesfield. As a confirmation of that substitution, he's just appeared on the monitors I've got with me here in the press area tonight. And I must say this has been a very good game. This evening. And it remains 1-0 to Brentford. That own goal, which happened a few moments ago. In this game. And it's the number 19 who's just come on for Brentford, not the number 18 guy. Just to let you know, guys, number 19 has come on for Brentford. And Dango Otara. And the number 2 for Macclesfield has come on in place of number 4. Then Matheson on in place of Fenson as well. Then in one was a change for both sides. There was an own goal which saw Macclesfield fall behind. It was a good header from Heathcote, but it was very, very poor in the end. Macclesfield win a see the throw-in as Brentford look to try and get a second goal to try and pull this game beyond all doubt, which well is 1-0. anything could really happen. Just look at what happened to the Birmingham Leeds game. It's the Leeds to the lead, and then Birmingham made back in the 89th minute to take it to extra time and then on to penalties. And it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. And we just look at this Brentford goal again here. It's a wonderful cross in. And a wonderful header, but at the wrong end of the pitch. And so that from a bird's eye view, and you can see Ethgood there down on the ground, hands over his eyes and facing to the grass, or into the AstroTurf. Here's both of Jack brings it forward. As the ball is played forward now, here's Gale. Can he create a bit of magic here? Into the penalty. Edmondson goes. Free kick and a booking for the Macclesfield Town man for a dive. And James Edmondson goes into the box for a dive in. Let's just look at this again. It's not a dive for me. He gets a pull on the arm. There's no foul, which is not a dive either. You should have just played on there. That's not a yellow card. That's not a dive by James Edmondson. Who's just been bumped there. And I'm furious. Darren England's been spot on up until now, and that call there was atrocious. That was not a dive whatsoever. On the weekend we've seen controversial decisions. Another one there has just happened. And he's gone out of play for a throw-in. As here comes Matheson for Macclesfield. Rolling towards the penalty, looking for Duff. Duffy down the far side. Here's Edmondson again, who just went down and got booked, which he should have been booked for diving. Still going again. He's looking to get the ball back. Can he come forward? No, it's cleared away by Brentford. And the ball didn't go out of play. Coming ball from Jackson across there. This time it is out of play for a throw-in to Brentford. And for me, the referee, we are going about VAR with controversies. And just go back to old refereeing where there's no VAR involved in any of the games. But for me, even then, they're still going to get decisions wrong, with or without VAR. For me, this referee, Premier League referee, down in England, has got that one completely wrong a few moments ago when he booked the Macclesfield Town defensive midfielder. Duffy there, trying to come away with possession. He almost did. Here's a toe into the penalty area, cleared away by ball from Jackson. There's Dawson, is he fouled? The referee says yes. And a yellow card this time, and he's up here, and it's not letting go of the ball here. And if he's not careful, he could end up getting sent off there, this Brentford man. Just looking at this again. Is he Yarmalouk here? Yes. Yarmalouk fouled his man Dawson, then grabbed hold of the ball, Yarmalouk, and then wouldn't let go of the ball, and having a right go of the referee. He could have been doubly booked there. One for the foul and one for having a right go of the referee. Is that a foul there? The referee says yes, free kick. Foul on Ethcote, who put through his own net as he charged forward there to win a free kick from actually pushing the ball by Lewis Potter, and that could be a yellow card. That could potentially have been a yellow card there for the substitute for Brentford, but it isn't, and just a free kick for Macclesfield, which Osborne is standing over to take. Be interesting to see whether Brentford can keep their nerve and keep their bottle and keep the lead. Here's something which Spurs don't. They bottle things. So John Kane, if you listen, there's a free kick is ball there by Elliot Osborne, and it goes out of play. Then I'm sure our good friend Paul James and Mike Ornament would have liked that one. I've just said there's a second half. It's underway between commentary and Middlesbrough. No changes there. We'll get We'll get early exchanges very, very shortly of the second half in that game tonight. Unfortunately, unless this game goes to extra time and potentially penalties, we may not be able to bring in most of the second half of the Coventry Middlesbrough game. We'll be on air with updates of that one until we have finished in our game here tonight between Macclesfield and Brentford. As we just remind you of the FA Cup 5th round draw, home against Southampton, Ovale Bristol City versus Sunderland, Newcastle United versus Manchester City, Leeds United versus Norwich City in the Daniel Farker derby, Mansfield Town versus Arsenal, Wolves versus Liverpool, Wrexham versus Chelsea, and West Ham United versus Macclesfield or Brentford. As it stands on 77 minutes, is West Ham against Brentford in an all-London affair as a shot goes over the top by Donovan and into the crowd there. After he cut in from the right-hand side, did really, really well, and he fired just over the top of the crossbar in the end. There's been a massive chance. There's a massive chance for Brentford here to double the lead. There's been a massive chance at the start of the second half in the Coventry Building Society Arena. But which way has he gone, Paul James?
Well, it's Middlesbrough who have come out very strongly for the start of the second half, and Riley McGree got down the left-hand side, got a beautiful cross into the penalty area. Morgan Whittaker was there with the whole of about 3 yards to direct his header either side of the goalkeeper. Rather than that, he puts it over the crossbar. What an opportunity for Middlesbrough. It's Coventry 1, Middlesbrough 0. 2 minutes gone in the second half.
Thank you, Paul. Macclesfield went for a penalty, nothing given by referee down in England. The ball is back across goal, this time from across from the right-hand side for Macclesfield. As they look to pile on the pressure and try and get back into this FA Cup tie against Premier League Brentford. And they've done well today, Macclesfield. Not disgraced themselves, and they really should have had a penalty, in my opinion, a few moments ago. The referee down in England waved it away. Not once, but twice appeals for penalties. And for a penalty kick, so that says if Duffy delivers the ball, the penalty, there's a man gone down there, nothing given against foul on Gale, there's a ball whipped back into the penalty. And from Mellor into the arms there of Marson, who claims it in the end, and that remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. Let's look at this again. This is the Mellor chance, which is just into the arms of Marson. This is the chances for penalties, nothing there on that one. What about this one? That one could have been given. His arms away from his body, and he struck the arm of Coyote. Referee not giving it, and I think if we've read VAR, it may have been given. His arms away from his body, and he strikes his arm. That should have been a penalty for Macclesfield. And if Macclesfield don't get something from this, they'll feel all done bags for that handball there. In my opinion, that handball appeal there, in my opinion, it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1 in the FA Cup. Here we played 82 minutes, 37 minutes of the second period, and Macclesfield still pressing forward, trying to get to an equaliser, which will leave gaps for Brentford, trying to get a second goal. As across from Matara is too near the goalkeeper, who rolls it out quickly. Here it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. A yellow card has been given in the game between Middlesbrough and Coventry and Middlesbrough. We'll hear about that in a second. Actually trying to come forward. Girls there. Almost a mix up in the Brentford defence. Then he's cleared away by Ethan Pinnock. The left back there, Aaron Hickey, told the goalkeeper to go for it. And he almost got in the way of Ethan Pinnock there because of that. And the referee, Brentford somehow get away with it. And they're coming forward here this time with Coyote. Gets it out wide to that far side. Donovan, who has played really well today. We're very shocked. I'll have to pass over to Nick, my player of the match, very, very soon this evening, as we will get ready to give you the player of the match in this game as we watch on. Brentford trying to come forward. Macclesfield defending well, then coming forward again here. Macclesfield out of play, and a yellow card has been given to Dawson for accumulation of fouls. One in the corner, one at the back, and one in the middle. Accumulation of fouls there from for a booking there, the Macclesfield captain. In the end, there remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. If you're just joining us here this afternoon. Just head over to my producer Nick. The player of the match is Brentford. Almost getting for a second, but good defensive clearance there by Macclesfield, who are defending in numbers of John Rooney's side. And he will be very, very proud, and he can be very, very proud of his team tonight. They've given everything out there of Macclesfield. As this is the Atara back heel there, and that's a wonderful interception as Keane Lewis Potter was coming in on that. There'll be a substitution here for Macclesfield Town. Now it is Osborne who is coming off here. Osborne is coming off, and coming on in his place will be Johnson. Justin Johnson on, wears 22 for number 24, Elliot Osborne for Macclesfield Town. Or Macclesfield FC, should I say now. These days, rather than Macclesfield Town as they used to be. It remains 1-0 to Macclesfield in the FA Cup as the ball is cleared long downfield by Brentford. There is Matthias Jensen. Good ball backwards. It goes well there. Brilliant bit of footwork there as Brentford try and come forward. A good interception, well. And a free kick to Macclesfield. Foul on Lacey, which will see the goalkeeper for Macclesfield here, Durnley, come and take this set piece. We're into the final 4 minutes plus stoppage time for John Rooney's side to remain switched on and potentially get an equaliser and take us to extra time and potentially penalty kicks. Can they do what Birmingham did against Leeds United Jets today against Brentford tonight? Brentford charging forward to make sure that can't happen. Here's Yarmouth, good ball backwards. It goes to Collins. Collins does well. Forced back to Coyote. Coyote just keeps it in play. Back to Glenn Marson clears it away. Up into the night sky. Over halfway. Brentford win possession halfway and sends it forward over the top. Atara's in behind here. He's got Keane Lewis Potter in the centre. Dango Atara going one way, then the other. Dango Atara shot his blood behind for a corner. Off of Cameron Borthwick Jackson. Good play there in the end. Very, very good play. Fantastic bit of movement there in the end. And Cameron Borthwick Jackson has defended really, really well for Macclesfield tonight. Almost 87 towards the 88th minute of this game. Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. Ball into the penalty area. He's punched away by Durnley. Is he fouled in there? Brentford trying to get a goal. No foul in there. Ball back into the penalty area. And then back across by Collins, but wide in the end as well. And it remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1 in the FA Cup. Wonderful bit of chance there for Brentford as they try to force it home. But good defensive work again from the man on the monitor there, Cameron Borthwick Jackson, who has defended resolutely tonight. We'll hear about another goal in the game in the Championship, which is a big game at the top end. But Brentford are on the charge here to try and get a second goal of the game to secure their place in round 5 and a trip to West Ham United. Man goes down in a free kick. Foul on Donovan. Anyway, Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. We'll wait for this free kick to be taken. Let's hear quickly about that goal that's happened in the Country Society Arena. Which way's it gone, Paul James?
Well, it's Coventry 2, Middlesbrough 0. Totally against the run of play in this second half. Middlesbrough have had over 90% of possession in the last 5 minutes. But all of a sudden, a Route 1 play, starting with Carl Rushworth, the goalkeeper, launches the ball downfield. The two Middlesbrough defenders trying to deal with it, Luke Eiling and Malanda, were not able to deal with it, and bringing it down perfectly was Hadji Wright, and he smashed it into the bottom left-hand corner to secure his second goal of the evening. It's Coventry City 2, Middlesbrough 0. It's a night for the Sky Blues. They could be going back to the top tonight.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. The shot comes in from the edge of the penalty from Brentford's free kick from Keane Lewis Potter. Just fires eye wide and not Manson. Well then, let's tell you the player of the match, sponsored by Football Life tonight, and it goes to Brentford's number 27, Vitaly Janelt, is our player of the match tonight. No goals, no assists from him, but 82% passing accuracy. He's been absolutely fantastic in the middle of the park for Brentford tonight as they lead 1-0 going into stoppage time, of which there'll be 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Will Brentford hold on? Macclesfield have a long throw in coming from Matheson, and this will take Brentford in now. The use of long throws in the Premier League, but will there be another long throw to deal with in now? And will they be able to deal with this brilliantly? Matheson will launch this into the penalty area, header on and up into the air and behind, but only for a goal kick to Brentford, which they'd be happy with as time ticks down now in this game. Will we see a goal for Macclesfield to take us to extra time as the Macclesfield fans are getting behind their team right till the end of this game against this Premier League side, and they've pushed them all the way. It's not been easy for Brentford tonight, as we've had one of the 5 added minutes already played. Ball in forward again by Macclesfield and cleared away this time by Brentford out for a throw-in. Macclesfield will look to take it quickly, or will they let Matheson come across? Yeah, Matheson saying, leave it for me. Everybody get into the penalty area. I will launch this into the box to try and cause more mayhem. Inside there, he's winding up his arm to take this long throw-in into the penalty area. Will there be a moment of magic for Macclesfield left in this competition? The referee says, I think the referee's giving a foul throw here. I say that's foul throw, is it? Let's have a look. I think he's going to foul throw here by Matheson. Let's just look. Just trying to work out what he's getting there. Yeah, he's giving a foul throw by Matheson here. And that's another foul throw there by Brentford this time. Macclesfield have got the ball back, but only momentarily. They've got it bad this time. There's the ball. Play further to Macclesfield play with it holding his head. There, Dawson it is. Doing high boot on him. But very often we see high foul throws in the game. But we have today. And it's a very rarity that we see them. As the ball is cleared away, as Dawson goes down. Or went down there as we see the challenge again. It remains Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. Donovan with possession. We loses out, and Macclesfield will try and come forward. But they've given the ball away. Can Coyote bring this ball forward for Brentford? He's running across the left-hand side. He's lost possession. Icky forced to go back to his goalkeeper with Marshall, who cleared it away downfield. He's headed forward again. Cleared away by Brentford once more. Ezekiel clears it away. The Tara's there. Plays it in field, but only as far as Edmondson. Edmondson with the ball into the penalty area. Too much on that. Behind for a goal kick to Brentford. There has been a double substitution in the game Coventry Building Society Arena, which we'll get to in a second, as Brentford are making a change of their own here. Just want to see which number it is coming on. It's number 48. Luca Bent is about to come on for number 45. Ramel Donovan. Donovan's had a good game today as well, and for me, he was up there for the player of the match contender. Let's hear about a double sum of the Coventry Building Society Arena. We've got about 45 seconds to go here with Paul James at the Coventry Building Society Arena.
Thanks, Russ. Yes, Morgan Whittaker and Alan Brown have made way for former Burnley loanee Jeremy Sarmiento and David Stretek, hoping to give some attacking impetus for Middlesbrough, who are rapidly losing control of this game. 29 minutes to go. Coventry City 2, Middlesbrough 0.
Thank you very much, Paul, as we've got less than 20 seconds to go. Macclesfield with a free kick on the left-hand side. Durnley, the goalkeeper, is going to take this one. Everybody in the blue shirt is up and around the Brentford penalty area. One last chance, potentially for Macclesfield. He's pumped in there. Orphan Jackson flicks it on. Comes out to the edge of the penalty area. Last chance saloon now for Macclesfield. They need to get it in there. They have done. He's breaking around. Brentford clear it. He's on full time. Well, not yet. It's Keane Lewis Potter's charging away for Brentford. Tries to seal it. He's across to the far side. Will they seal it here? Pulls it back, will they? Chips it in. And just wide of the target from Yarmulke, who really should have sealed Brentford's play. And he's just onside as well. Yarmulke couldn't get it out of his feet quick enough. Jensen slipped. And he fires it just wide of the target. But it doesn't matter though. The full-time whistle has gone. And Macclesfield Town, or Macclesfield FC, have been knocked out of the FA Cup. A brave effort in round 4 against Brentford of the Premier League. They pushed them all the way. But full-time in the FA Cup tonight. It is finished. Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. Let's go with the own goal. We'll put through his own net to seal Brentford's place in round 5. They go to West Ham United in the 5th round of the FA Cup, which you saw the draw earlier. You can listen to the draw in full on the channel with myself and Nick. We gave that draw for you earlier on in build up to this game tonight. But full time, it's finished. Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. But let's take a quick look then before we go of the full time scores from this weekend's FA Cup action. And we'll get the scores up on the screen for you right now. Starting off on Friday night, Hull City 0, Chelsea 4, Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0. On Saturday afternoon, it was Burton Albion 0, West Ham United 1 after extra time. Burnley 1, Mansfield Town 2. Sorry, JB, Burnley went in the lead there, but 2 goals in the second half cost the Clarets a place in round number 5. Man City 2, Salford City 0. Norwich City 3, West Bromwich Albion 1. Southampton 2, Leicester City 1 after extra time. Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 3. Continuing for Saturday, Liverpool 3, Brighton Albion 0. On Sunday afternoon, it was Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 1 after extra time. Leeds United won 4-2 on penalties. Grimsby Town 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Wolverhampton Wanderers, that game was played on a pitch which would call back from the 1970s or 80s if you've seen the likes of Big Match Revisited or was around in those days, see the football pictures back in those days. Oxford United 0, Sunderland 1. Stoke City 1, Fulham 2. Arsenal 4, Wigan Athletic 0. And tonight, in our featured match from the FA Cup 4th round, it was Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. And let's just recap then the draw for the FA Cup fifth round in full. Now the match tonight has been completed. It's Fulham versus Southampton, Port Vale or Bristol City versus Sunderland, Newcastle United versus Manchester City, Leeds United versus Norwich City in the Daniel Farke derby, Macclesfield Town versus Arsenal. Will the Gunners see Arsenal, or will the Gunners show being able to beat Mansfield Town? Wolves versus Liverpool, Wrexham versus Chelsea, and West Ham will take on Brentford, after Brentford won this evening in the FA Cup. Right. Just one final thing to do before we go tonight, and that is to get a last update on the game that's taking place at the Coventry Blood Society Arena in the Championship. Coventry City with a chance to go back to the top of the table, and Middlesbrough with a chance to stay at the top of the table. What's been happening, Paul, since we were last with you?
Well, we've had a chance for Coventry, and the shot was blew wide by Mason Clark. Real opportunity, and boy did he nearly pay for that, because right at the other end of the field, Sarmiento got the shot, which curled past the goalkeeper and hit the inside of the post. Middlesbrough piling on the attack now, trying to get back into this game. And I have to tell you, they're coming forward now, and that I'm just trying to keep an eye on it. That's they're coming forward now, and I've just lost the pictures. Wait a moment. I've just lost the pictures. I think Middlesbrough have scored, actually. Just give me a moment here. Yes, Middlesbrough have scored, and it's McGree who has just pulled a goal back for Middlesbrough. I'll just talk you through it. The ball was out wide to the right-hand side. The cross came in. McGree was left alone inside the penalty area. There was nobody picking him up. There was 4 Coventry players around him. That's criminal defending. And he smashed it into the goalkeeper's top left-hand corner from whence the goalkeeper came. But Middlesbrough right back in this now with 23 minutes left. Coventry 2, Middlesbrough 1.
Thank you very much there to Paul James. And that will be the last minute goal that you could hear on the channel. Wherever you get over the place you get your football commentary stuff from, and you want to listen to the closing stage of the game between Coventry City and Middlesbrough, go and check it out over there. Just one final comment in here from Media Radio, Jingles and Gaming. He says, good man of the match choice, Russ. He played quite well tonight. For Brentford, did Vitaly Yenalt, who got our player of the match in the end this evening. Big thank you to you for your input on the coverage of the game as well. Really do appreciate your support. If you're new here and you're not listening for the very first time and you're not subscribed yet, please do us a favour. Please hit the subscribe button down below. It's free to do so. Please hit the notification bell. You'll get notified when we go live again if you enjoyed our coverage today. And also, please hit the like button. All that I've just mentioned there really does help the channel. We'll announce our next live offering on our X feed, a Commentary Live 1, and in our YouTube post page as well, for you so you know when our next live coverage is here on the channel. But for myself, Russ Vernon, our producer Nicholas Jones, and Paul James will bring you updates on Coventry against Middlesbrough tonight. Our feature match finished between Macclesfield and Brentford is Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1. From all the team here, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again soon. Hopefully it'll be the North London Derby on Sunday. We'll stay tuned to the socials. We'll let you know there coming up what we've got coming up next. But for myself, Russ, Nick, Paul, and the rest of the team here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening and enjoying your coverage today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you again soon. Full time with the Leasing.com Stadium. It's Macclesfield 0, Brentford 1.